Morning, guys. Another nice day out. I'm out for another walk. It's about 8 o'clock or so. The sun's up and you can definitely feel it. There's a lot more people up this, I won't say late in the morning, but not right at dawn. Got a client appointment later on this afternoon. Drop back off those cigars and might have another one. I'm going to try to schedule it at the same time for a camera cleaning. That's also over in Tampa, so that's why I'm trying to get them both at the same shot. But we'll see if it works out. Depends on their schedule too. And I'm debating on whether or not to buy something as an experiment today. There's a new King of the Hill for graphics cards, and that is from, surprisingly, a company called ATI, for those of you not familiar with the computer world. And it's a phenomenal value. It's very expensive, but it's very fast. I can get one locally here after tax for about $460. So definitely not cheap, but would be about 4 times faster than the card I'm running now. But there's one big problem, and that is noise. I am a big proponent of silent computers, and everything in my computer right now is geared towards silence. I don't like fan noise. I have silent fans in the case for the hard drives. I've got water cooling for the CPU, and the video card, even under full load, is silent. That's the way I like it. The room's nice and quiet. Loudest thing in there are hard drives, so it's nice and quiet. But this new card, like I said, is about 4 times faster, which would directly help in things like rendering my videos. So instead of waiting 20 minutes for one to render, it would take 5. It's a productivity boost. I just have to ask myself, is it worth $460 to save those minutes? It's a tough call right now. I'm going to say probably not, but I do have the option to try it. The big thing that's really holding me back is the noise, like I said, because it's so powerful. It is really power hungry. It uses a lot of electricity, hundreds of watts just for the video card. And that means a lot of heat. And a lot of heat means a loud fan, bottom line. It is 5 times louder than the card I have in there now. So, that's something that I don't know if I could deal with. So that means, yeah, I might save some rendering time, but during the time it's rendering, it sounds like a freaking hairdryer. And I don't think I can go back to that. I'm really used to the silent computer, so I don't know. Options there. There's a store here, CompUSA or Tiger Direct, that has one in stock. But I don't know. I'm just thinking about it out loud. I don't think I'm actually going to go get one. It'd be a tougher call if it was a silent card like I have now. Then I might just go grab one and figure out how much time it would take to pay for itself. But with it being a noisy card, I don't think I can do it. And home. It's surprising how much you can sweat just from the sun being up. Whew. Well, I'm gonna get a shower, start my day. One thing I want to mention is last night I finished off the new Netflix series, Orange is the New Black. If you haven't seen it yet, or I'd been putting it off. I was going to watch it eventually, but I'd been putting it off just because I didn't really know what it was about or anything, and the title seemed kind of dumb. But I watched the first episode, got the gist of it, and it's pretty good. I'm not going to say it's their best, but won't spoil it or anything if you haven't seen it. But if you haven't seen it, it's good. Okay, it's I would say on par with the production quality of the best network TV sitcom, like I'd say The Office. It has a nice budget feel, small sets. It's got a mix of some good established actors, but you get the feeling that they're there because they needed a job. Like it has the lead guy from American Pie, who you haven't seen in a decade. It's got Captain Jane from, is it Jane? Janeway, Captain Janeway from the old Star Trek Voyager. It's got Donna from That 70s Show. Okay, so people you haven't seen on TV in a decade, they're back. And, you know, they look similar. Didn't recognize a couple of them till later on, but I mean, it's peppered with people like that. So it has good acting. Writing wise, it's a combination of like going for reality and that quirky humor like you find in things like The Office. So it's not supposed to be a real, you know, drama type thing. It's kind of in the mix. But plot wise, I watched all of season 1 and it's good. You know, it kept me watching, and I can't wait till season 2 in the next year or so. If you're not familiar with it, Netflix has their own series now, and they produce them just like HBO produces their own stuff for Showtime, and it's released on Netflix streaming and eventually on disc rental. So you can watch the whole season at once, because what they do is they film 12, 13 episodes of a show, and then they release it all at once. And I love that because I don't like waiting for a new episode to come out every week. I want to just watch it when I can watch it and not have to worry about missing something or waiting around for something or remembering what happened last time. So over the last week or so, I watched all 13 episodes. And season 2 will be released next year the same way. But they have 2 other series that came out prior to this one. This is the one that just got released, I think, in July, so it's pretty new. The one prior to this was House of Cards, and it's a political show, and in my opinion, one of the very, very best productions, bar none, on the planet. It's a much more real, cinematic, big production, a lot of money into it. A lot of top name actors. Kevin Spacey is the lead actor in that one. So it's much more like watching a feature film every episode rather than a TV show. It's a much different feel. And that is absolutely flawless. Just a great show. If you haven't watched that, you got to get Netflix just to watch that. I guarantee it's worth 1 month just to watch season 1 of House of Cards. Season 2 is just about to come out. I think there's like 2 or 3 more months before season 2 is released. But man, I hope there's a season 3. Some shows that come out like that, like HBO has some absolutely awesome shows too. The Newsroom, again, just blows me away episode after episode for The Newsroom. The Wire, a very old HBO series, that had 4 seasons, and it was just awesome all the way through. Absolutely loved it. If you haven't seen The Wire, get it somehow. I'm sure it's out on DVD, pretty cheap. You know, check Best Buy, Amazon, whatever. That's a great show. Deadwood. I loved Deadwood. I'm into the Old West, and I was really pissed because Deadwood, they canceled after, I want to say the end of the first or the end of the second or somewhere in between. They just canceled it because so many of the actors were top shelf. I mean, top shelf actors in that show, and too many of them had to go and do other things like make movies. So they couldn't make the show anymore. So they just stopped it, and it sucked because it was like in mid-plot, really, really good show. Just, again, every episode like watching a feature movie. But Orange is the New Black, definitely worth a check it out. At least the first couple episodes. First one's very good. You know, it's not slow. It gets you really into what the show's going to be like. It doesn't really change much. There's a lot of plot twists and a lot of development and everything, but it's not like the first one is slow or the first one's a lot better than the next or anything like that. Very consistent all the way through to the end. So, you know, check it out. I don't know if the plot's going to be for you. It's adult. It's about women's prison. So, yeah, again, I'm not going to spoil anything. But the cool thing is it is based on a real story. It's based on a real set of memoirs by the lead character. So it's not completely fiction. I mean, there's obviously a whole lot of writing and comedy and stuff thrown in, but the plot, the premise, a lot of things that happened are actually real. And you can check that out on the internet if you want to Google about that or something. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna grab a shower here and grab some coffee, and I'm gonna do some editing, and then try to schedule my second appointment and hook up with my other client, get those cigars back. And yeah, I'm not gonna do the video card. I just can't justify $460 to save a few minutes here and there. It'd take me so long to make that back up. Can't do it, especially with it being loud. Not gonna do it. Well, my schedule changed for the day. The cigar guy had to reschedule, and I didn't end up going over to Tampa this afternoon. That's back on for tomorrow morning. So I'll head on over there, and then I need to get a haircut. I need to get all this fixed. Man, I'm going to make sure he gets this up high enough. This didn't even last 2 weeks before it looks like crap to me. But anyway, yep, that's it. Not much today other than the normal routine schedule, which is fine by me. So I'm out here finally doing another cigar video, and I will see you guys tomorrow.